Okay, so we're back to working on this some more. Literally didn't really take much of a break. I just went and cleaned up the front area, did a bit of mopping. I think I did it all in like 5 minutes. I didn't even pay attention. So we're gonna get back to working on this. The last video, for those who may be not following this in a linear path, we did some GUI. We basically implemented what you're seeing right here. We implemented this little string. You can see the targeting type and the buttons. In this video, we're gonna implement the buttons pretty much. We already got the scrolling done. We just gotta clean it up a bit, make it look nice. I'm gonna ditch the save button because what's gonna happen is as you click these, it's gonna change in real time. I'm not gonna do a save button here, so we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna just cut the save button out of the list, and we're good to go, I think. Yeah. Because as soon as I just switch tabs, it'll disappear. No save button. This means we can actually expand outwards to the side here, which will make life a little bit easier. And I got to figure out some kind of identification system for these. I think I'm just going to do icons. So I'm just going to go make a whole icon sheet, and that'll most likely be an Armory exclusive icon sheet. And what it'll be is, I don't know how to portray that. This is going to have to be tooltip driven. So let's hit up the tooltips real quick. They're not too hard to do. There should be a tooltip system already added here. I could have swore we had some, probably on a different GUI. So what we're going to do is add tooltip. Tooltips.put, because I think there's not a... Is there seriously not a tooltip system? I know there's a render system for it, but is there not... There's just a for each thing. Okay, so it's already... No, it actually requires us to keep track of the top, left, and right. Or no, I don't think it does. Because it's minusing the mouse, so it's giving us the relative position. So I believe these are relativistic positions. Tooltip entry.get value. Okay, so it's getting the tooltip we were currently over, and it's like basically first come, first serve. So yeah, tooltips. So tooltips.put new rectangle. So what we want to do is make this rectangle in the exact position. So this will be 9. So that's going to be our first X and Y position. I think, let's look at this real quick. Oh shoot, min point, max point. So the first point needs to be our lower, and then okay. Okay, so this needs to be TX, TY, and then this also needs to be TX, TY, but it then needs to be whatever value we're doing. And then the tooltip, we're just going to do this really simple real quick. We'll come back through. This will be target all. So this needs to be +9, that's basically the width of the button. And this will be our Y value. So we'll do this real quick. Okay, this needs to be, it actually just needs to be this. This needs to be ×2, and this needs to be ×3. And the thing is, we could probably program these to add tooltips to our system automatically. And this would be target non-friendly, target hostile, target neutral. So Belgium. And we don't get tooltips. That's because we have to reinitialize. And there you go. So you get a tooltip. Look at that. So right now it's only working on the, we're getting a bit of a problem with this. We're off. So hostile, 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 hostile. Why are we, so we get hostile from this to this distance, then neutral, then, huh? Okay, because our starting point needs to change as well. Huh. Complicated it is. No easy path there are. Okay, that'll fix it. Okay, screwed up our spacing. Okay, so this needs to be +9 times 2, 3, 4. Here we go. So there we go. And I could just leave it this way because with the tooltips you pretty much could be told what you're doing. And we could put a thing up here where it would be like target mode. It's a pity we don't have, if we move everything over, so I'm going to actually do this. We're going to do this, put this here. This will be TX, TY. That way we don't have to re-update our this stuff as long as we shift everything properly. What we're going to do is we're going to restart the whole thing and we're going to actually start to cache a few variables here. So we're going to go public, static, final, int, target, list, space, y equals 11. And what we'll do is just anytime you see the word 11, replace with this. That way we can change the spacing pretty much whenever we want to, and we don't have to worry about it getting screwed up. We can probably cache a few other things in here. I'm not going to worry too much about it. So what we wanted to do is move this over by 20. That'll give us more space. We'll launch real quick and we'll edit this as we go. I just wanted to get that spacer out there because it's annoying to have to change that, and I may adjust it a little bit. It's a good thing this is coming together pretty quickly. So we get the targeting system done, and then I implement the permission system. See the permission systems in there. You can basically use these sentry guns for PvP uses. And then I probably won't do much with the sentry guns after that. After that, it'll just be kind of tweaks, minor adjustments as needed, rendering, maybe more sentry guns being added. I'll come back and revisit them when I overhaul the permission system to have group settings better in it. And yeah, because there's going to have to be some kind of external setting system, because the access system, which is what the permission system actually is called, is designed so you have an access setting file, and in there you have groups and you have users. Groups can extend each other, and then groups contain users. Then users can be applied with special permissions as needed. Users can be in multiple groups. And then I don't know if groups can extend multiple groups. I don't think it's a thing. I think it's literally a single parent hierarchy. But with that system, it's just a node-based system. So you just have permission nodes. You have like I can open, I can close the GUI, I can change settings. So there's nothing in there for me to do the targeting settings, and I want to sync the targeting settings, and that means there's nothing in there for machine group settings. So I'm gonna have to create a whole other thing called global like machine settings, and that's gonna have to be attached to the permission system. So in the global machine settings, there'll be an ID you'll pass in. So you'll pass in a global permission set, and then in that set there'll be a settings group, and then what the machine will inherit will be a settings group. And in the settings group it'll say, okay, here's the groups that are acceptable in your area, and there'll be other permission nodes and a lot of complicated things. If I get it done just right, it'll be probably one of the best systems that we've ever seen in Minecraft. I don't say that lightly because I haven't seen anything else close to it. The only thing close to it is maybe Townie or Factions. Yeah, so we need to move the buttons over. That's about the right spacing too, and the cool thing is I don't have to change the backing. So we put the buttons need to move over 20. So just this needs to be like 60. Good. If we open this up, we'll see the full list we were working with. So that looks really nice. Much better spacing. We got everything over here. Our tooltips auto transitioned. Our bottom tooltips aren't working. Something's off with our Y value. Okay, so the Y value spacing is not working properly. So this needs to be int y offset equals this value. You possibly might have to adjust it. But if we do it this way, I can see it better. Because I think I may have to adjust this somehow. Alright, I need to come up with a rendering code for this. So of course that's not going to change anything. So we go up here and it still thinks I'm in this section here. I mean, it's got the distance perfect. Let's actually move over to this one. I want to see how it's looking on this one. Oh, interesting. Okay. So TY is not working properly. This is the reason why it's failing. Ah, I know why this isn't working. We've got the TY in the wrong spot. So this needs to be here, and then this needs to be just 9. I didn't design the tooltip system in case you're interested why I'm not using it very well. It was made by Calculavi, and no one's used it since he made it, pretty much. He was the only one that implemented it, he was the only one to use it. And I guess that's kind of how things work, especially with no documentation. We're not working on any other tab but the first one. Okay. Okay, so we need y set plus. Okay, that should fix it. Yay, they're working. And unfortunately my headset's running out of power, so I need to quickly plug it in real quick. You're going to hear like a slight jargling while it plugs in. Here we go. So we got that. So yeah, we just need to add tooltip buttons for these, tooltip buttons for these, tooltips for these. There we go. Why is this only working on the main? Oh, I know it's only working on the main screen. That's done in the action performed. Okay. You know the stupid thing about this is we have some conflicting packet IDs or tab IDs now. All right, actually, we'll leave that there. The way we solve that though is by enforcing the logic that we use these buttons first, and then we're going to have to change this to 12, and we're going to have to change this to 13. So scroll buttons need to change numbers. Looks good. So that should work on all tabs now. As soon as I reload, that will work on all tabs. Although I'll need to switch to UIs 3 times. So yeah, that'll should work on all tabs. Oh, the update loop is missing. Update loop. Okay. Yes, the dumb thing about this update loop, I gotta refresh these buttons, which is gonna be the next fun thing. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do this. We have to go if ID equals 1. Just do that just in case something weird happens. Then what we want to do is we need to figure out what our index is. So int index equals I plus scroll value. So that gets our index, and we want to go if index is less than, how are we doing this right now? Okay, so we got this length. Then string key equals index. Then we want to go, we want to get the enabled status. So we want to get the value. So this would be target mode equals. And we don't want the data, we want the century, and we want target modes dot get, not compute, I want get key. If mode doesn't equal null, then we want to figure out what our mode is. We gotta basically do a switch statement. Switch state mode. Before we do that, we want to go through our index here. And we want to basically, actually, let me do this real quick. So what we're doing here is we're going to need to set the enable and disable sets. We're actually going to disable these buttons. So I'm going to get the value of this, and we're going to just disable it. So if this turns null, so if we come back null, that means we don't have anything on that to change the target type. So that just is not even in the system. I'll have to look at that later. My brain's thinking through. The reason I paused there for a second, I was like, "There's something off that I need to work on," and my brain's like, "You got to do something, but you're not quite sure what." It's enabled. Oh. Enable all buttons, and then we want to get the mode. So we want to basically go case all, case non-friend, case hostile, and then case neutral. Actually, we don't even need this. I got a better idea. So Crashed. Okay. I thought that might happen. Null point exception, update screen. Okay. Are we not storing this thing up here? We're not storing it up here. So I made this huge target array here. I have a feeling something's weird with this, so whatever. So this will be I, and this will be 0 equals. Can't believe we messed that up. Didn't initialize this. Okay. So that should be initialized now, and then yeah, we'll just go from there. I gotta do some packet handling stuff. This is what I was thinking I might want to go do real quick, but let's open up. Actually, we can go stare at the sentry real quick while we wait for it to load. Target modes is empty. What we want to do is we want to go through allowed, get allowed target types. We're forgetting a target type. I gotta close this down because I gotta add it real quick. So there's target type, and we forgot one. None. And this is misspelled. Brother just comes in here and just hands me a container of flea powder, which we're supposed to spray around things. He's like, here, just do this. And I'm like, okay. So we want to get allowed types. We want to go through there, and what we're going to do is we're going to go, okay, if luckily we only have to do this once because this is a crappy system. Try to do this real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to go, okay, if target modes dot contains key. So we want to basically go, if it's not contained in there, we want to add it. And then what we also do, we're going to go boolean added equals false, because we're gonna loop real quick through the allowed type. So string k century data get default types. If k dot equals key, then what we want to do is we're going to set the default type to hostile. And then if it's not added, so I'm going to go if added, then we would set it as none. So we just basically want to initialize the array, or initialize the storage. Don't know who that is. I'll have to deal with it later. And we want to go added equals true, and break out of the array, or break out of the loop. This will initialize our information, and then we want to send. We got to send a GUI packet. We don't have a handler for this yet. We don't have it. We definitely don't have a handle system for this. So our tile itself has to sync this data, which is what I kind of want to avoid right now, but there's no way to avoid it. So we need to implement iPlayer using, which is already implemented, so we don't have to worry about that. So what we need to do is we need to implement Yeah, that's not implemented. What is this called by? Tile. Okay, yeah, it's called every single tick, by the way. Is that's the default usage of the least. Gotta send GUI packet stuff. So we gotta figure out what we want to send in the packet data. The packet data is a lot of things. Oh. Will this even let me download this? Save image. Desktop. I guess he's gonna send me the second one in a minute. I guess I'll start using that. They do look nicer. I have to make sure I add into the credit real quick. So drag this over here, and that would be, we'll find it. It's in the armory mod. Source, main, resources, assets, armory, textures, items. See if I can zoom in on this. Yeah, they look nicer. Look much cleaned up. And then I need to make sure I add them to the credits page. So go back up here, readme. Do we even have a credits page for this? Credits. So we're gonna add fill. So make sure I put Morton on here because he did a lot of the textures. And then do @fill. Pretty much everything else is what Morton has done. I don't like a lot of the stuff. The thing is, some of these textures are from the original ICBM, so we'll have to make sure we update this later. But we got him in there, which is the important thing. Oh yeah, okay. So we got this. We got those new textures starting there. We'll test them here in a second. Well, as soon as we reload, we'll get to see them. I can close that. I lost my train of thought. So we gotta do a GUI packet update. This means we have another packet ID we have to use. So we're gonna have to go if ID equals 1, return true. Could actually just sync this on the description packet, but that feels stupid. So packet tile packet equals new packet tile this one, and then be packet dot data dot. So we've essentially got to write the map of things. So map dot entry target mode. Yeah, we'll just write this as a string. I'm trying to think of like there's a way I wanted to do this. And my brain's like, don't do this a complex way, just do it the easy way. There's no point in doing things really the hard way. At least not right now. So this will be byte buff utils dot write UTF tag packet dot data, and this will be entry dot key. So we'll just really quickly, we're just going to write all this, so we'll make sure we're doing this too. I have an idea. That's the reason why I paused there for a second. So we want to get the container. If there's no way to do this. There is a way to do this. So what we want to do is for we're just going to spam them with a large packet. What I was going to do is I was going to get the container that was currently open. I was going to get the ID from the container, and I was going to send data only specifically for that. And I'm like, you know what? The amount of data we're sending, it's not worth the complexity. And we send packet to GUI users packet. So we're going to write target data. And we're going to have to read it, and the read part is, so the reason why we're reading this, we want to know the size. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to go for, or we're actually going to int L equals buff dot read int for int I equals 0, I is less than L, I plus plus. Reason why I do this separately from putting it here is I have this fear that every time this is evaluated, it's going to call buff.read. It's not going to catch the value, which I'm probably not wrong on. It probably reevaluates every time. So doing it that way is important. Let's find out real quick. So how we want to do this is we'll have the string key equals byte buff utils dot read UDF, and this will be buff. And we'll have byte value equals buff dot read byte. And what we need to do is go value is greater than or equal to 0 and value is less than target mode dot values dot length. And then we want to go, actually we also want to do this real quick. So we want to go sentry, or we want to go get sentry dot target modes dot clear, and we want to go target mode dot put. Key value. Actually, this will be this, and that'll be our packet sync. Theoretically, that should work, and we'll go ahead and launch, and we'll test things. I'm trying to remember who Phil is. I have a feeling he's done a lot of textures for me before. I think he did the wooden bucket textures. I feel bad for not remembering his name, but I am basically shit-faced tired right now. Oh, there's no credit listing here. The way we're going to have to do this, though, is going to be the hard way now. I want to know if he's the one who worked on the wooden buckets. So if we open up wooden buckets, we should see a change log in here somewhere noting who made the textures. Initial commit, started working on mod, added support for craft, placement, git, unsync, git. Shoot. The changed log would be in the old repo. I believe that got deleted. And I don't have, because there would have been something in here, because I remember he shared a folder with me. Maybe it's on Google Drive. Nope. Alright. Why does this have a change on it? Check it real quick. Oh, that should be ignored. Oh well. I got uploaded by mistake somehow. Sample mod's got a change on it. Okay, so go in here real quick, and we were testing. I guess we're testing syncing right now. They're all disabled because it doesn't work. These buttons work? Yeah, these buttons work. So it's not synchronizing, which means it's not getting information. Put a break line here. I have the GUI open, I should be getting a packet here, and I'm not. So we need to then check to see, make sure where this is getting called. That's not getting called. iPlayer using is not working correctly. So what GUI container base should do, so on GUI closed, it's supposed to oh wait, I need to go to the container class. Container Century, container base. Yeah, so if it goes inventory's instance of, it's supposed to get this. It's not doing that because, wow, it's probably not returning the inventory properly. So we're going to check this real quick though. So it got the close call. So we know that's working. Debug, hit play. It's got the opening call. Okay, we're getting the packet. It was just that first run, it just wasn't working properly. Okay, it's reading. Okay. Hit play. Why am I not getting it now? How this is switching IDs? I don't think it is, because it would have switched and everything would be fine. Okay, so what container Sentry, okay, we want to go to container base, and I want to make sure we're getting this when we switch tabs. We are getting that notification when we switch tabs. So that's not a problem. Then why aren't we getting our data? So why aren't we getting ticked every time? So tile Sentry. So we should be getting a thing every single tick, and we're every 3 ticks, and we're not. Okay, we on the Sentry? What tile are we? What are we? Is a good question. Small missile mag. Small missile mag. Okay, I can't test this. Well, actually, I can do this real quick. We're not getting that. So get player using size must have been screwed up somehow. Okay. remove player, add player. I mean, we're getting both the calls. The calls are going through. Why aren't they getting added? And why aren't they getting removed? Or actually, correctly, why am I not getting added? So, I mean, we get the packet, hit play, get the packet. Yeah, we're getting the packet every 3 ticks. It's giving me the packet so quickly I can't switch the other tab back. But as soon as we go to the next tab, then we're no longer getting the packet. And what I'm going to have to do is save and quit. And we're going to go to this world real quick. So we're going to my other world. No, we need a new world. I can't use this one. Save and quit. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to create a new one. Super flat. Create a new one. So I need to be able to test a single tile, and only a single tile. And that's really hard to do when you're trying to use code that is widely used by multiple things. So we got our packet call. Okay, we want this tab, and we just got an internal shutdown on that tab, which means something failed. Yeah, I know it's wrong. I can fix it. Okay, that should fix it. And that means we need that button. I didn't think about that. Button, button, button. Means we need more things to do more stuff. And if my stuff gets annoying, oh well. I'm just target none. We didn't look at his new textures. I almost forgot about that. So I'm sitting there like pondering, and I'm like, oh, we forgot to look at the textures we were given and see if they were valid. Hopefully get this fixed in the next 20 minutes because I want to go get some sleep. And some people be like, oh, but it's like 1 p.m. You might as well keep going. It's like sleep required. No coffee means can't go battery mode for weeks. Whew. Taking a while to load. I didn't accidentally hit the full load, did I? Or my perception of time really skewed right now. Ladder most likely. It says we only got like 26 mods, I think. How many mods we got? Should give us a number. 26 looks about good. 27 actually. It does give you a number. My brain's just... brain cells are not there. Okay. So yeah, we added another thing which is target.none, so that means we'll have to move these over, and we'll more likely have to move these back. We're still getting the problem here where the packet's not going through. Luckily I can now test this, so I can hit this line, and I can see why we don't have the things we need. Why is debug being so weird right now? Player using that size of 0. and it's remaining 0. Something happened between GUI switches. So we need to debug these 2 lines. So we close the GUI, which we get a trigger call. So go into call. Actually, we're just going to step through. And what we're going to do is take a look at our sentry and get the player using count. I'm not seeing the list here. Probably because it's on a parent class. Size is 0, because that's what we expect. Okay, we open it up. Come down through. Why does it say there's a player list? That's weird. I guess there's a player list of the number of people using your container. So inventory, players using. We have my player there. Okay. Why aren't we in the TGUI? Why did it get close? Okay. Player using size still contains 1. Close got called. So that's just stuff being called out of order. There we go. Flickering of doom. Yeah. That's unsettling. That didn't fix things. Okay, so that fixed it though. Buttons don't work though. But you can see we got our enable and disable status now, so now what we got to do is implement the packet handling. So we go action performed, and we get these IDs. So what we need to do is come up with a packet we're going to send. So this would be packet tile packet equals new packet tile, and we need to go check to see what IDs we're using on the sentry right now. So this will be ID 4. Else if ID equals 4. Right, true. So this will be tile packet ID 4. Then we want to get tile.getSentry. Or get sentry data, get allowed types, index, and then our first button is our mode pretty much. So it'll be target mode dash all. That's kind of how we're going to pretty much do this. It actually has to be .ordinal, and we'll cast it to byte. And what we're going to do is tile.send to server packet tile. And we're going to move this to like the tile class later. Just right now, I'm putting it in here so I don't have to reload the class. And then we have another button range that we weren't paying attention to when we were adding. So this is 60. This is in reverse order. I wasn't paying attention. This would be none. That's what this will actually be. This would be none, neutral, hostile, and then not friendly. And then we come over to our tile sentry here, and what we want to greet in is, so we need to get the key, so we string key equals byte buff utils dot let's read string from buffer, and then we want byte value equals pretty much this whole thing down here. Just grab this. Boom. That's what we need, and we're done. So this will work. Crash the server. Yay! I get excited when we crash things. Really shouldn't be, because that means it prolongs the video, but oh, we get an index out of bound exception. Oh. Anyway. I can fix this. Anyways, I'll fix this later. Right now, how we're going to do this is, I'm just going to call it end of the video. But it does work, so you can select your target types now. This does save, so this means that packet sends to, and we hit it up there. So we got a targeting system now. You can decide what types of entities you want to target. This now means you can kill players. The only problem is it'll kill everybody but you, so the permission system needs to come next. But we're going to hit that another day. That is a lot of work ahead of us. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.